Hello, my friends. Your buddy Phil here, project management training coach. We got a question in from our friend Dre on the Savage on Saturday group, and the question is asking about resource calendars. Dre's question is, why are resource calendars listed as an input to estimate activity durations? You would think that resource calendars would be the resultant output of the tools and techniques in that process. I believe he means all the tools and techniques in this process. The same thing occurs in 9.2, estimate activity resources. Very good question, Dre. So here's the deal. As you manage a project, as you craft a project together, a resource calendar tells you when resources are currently available to work. It also tells you when resources will be working on your project, but that comes as a result of you acquiring those resources. In fact, you do not know the resources availability until you have truly acquired them. So when you acquire resources, their resource calendars tell you their availability based on your project's assignments. Because now you have updated the resource calendars with dates they will be working. In addition to this, resource calendars for consultants, contractors, subcontractors, whatever you call them, you derive that as a result of conduct procurements. So you have two types of resource calendars, those for internal resources and those for external resources. And then you can break those down further for resource calendars for humans, resource calendars for equipment. As you might already know, in many firms, these resources, such as tractors, backhoes, vehicles, are tracked using Outlook or some other resource management system. So the availability of these resources needs to be considered when you are estimating your duration. Based on their availability, it now becomes clear when your project task will actually be executed and for how long. For example, Phil, a resource on your project, will not be available until late June. Taking that resource calendar for Phil into consideration tells you in reality how long that activity will take. Bear in mind, we're not talking about the resource effort. We're talking about the activity duration. What do I mean? Resource effort refers to the amount of time a resource will work on a project, how many hours that resource will put in. But activity duration refers to the passage of time that must elapse before that activity is completed. Think about it. Phil is not available until late June and he's only available for 1 hour a week. Therefore, an 8-hour task that other resources could complete in a day, Phil cannot complete until late August. Why? Because he's only available to work 1 hour a week. So it will take him 8 weeks duration to work on an 8-hour effort task. So when you wrap your mind around the difference between duration versus effort, it becomes clearer. And this is why I tell students, study Microsoft Project, get into the tool, get dominance of the tool, and everything in Chapter 6 will make a lot more sense when you have mastered a scheduling tool. such as Microsoft Project, which is easily accessible. People who use Primavera are well aware of the dynamics. Now, if you think about resource calendars in MS Project, it is very visible. For each resource, you see a calendar. You also see a project calendar. And this is why I espouse the use of MS Project. So Dre, coupled with Shree's inputs in the group, I hope this helps you to better understand how resource calendars interact. All the best.